The overhead simply, it is all the indirect cost, which includes your indirect material cost, indirect labor cost and indirect expenses. Any indirect cost which is incurred or which is paid for doing any research or the development work, so that the classification that we have, it is the research and development expenses. Suppose number of light point is not given in your question, so at that time we can take what is the space occupied by each department, so that also we can take it as a basis of allocation. Hello dear student, welcome to the session. My name is Kupamdi, faculty in the Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So we are discussing fundamentals of cost accounting of second semester BCom. So our fifth unit, that is the last unit in the syllabus that we have, it is the overheads or overheads cost. So the weightage here in this, from this unit, from the examination point of view, you will have 15 marks, one question, that is the secondary preparation of secondary distribution summary, and also the 10 marks, one question, that is the machine hour rate calculations. So these two questions definitely you can expect, and also for 5 marks, any one theory that you can expect from this unit. So total around 25 to 30 marks that you can expect from this unit. So the overheads cost, till now we have studied the cost sheet and the material cost and the labor cost. So the another thing that we have here, it is the last thing in the cost sheet that we can say, it is the overheads. So usually all the cost, whatever the cost incurred in the while manufacturing a product, so that we classified as a direct cost and the indirect cost. So what do you mean by the direct cost? So any cost or expenses which easily traceable or which easily identified with a particular product, so that we call it as a direct cost. For example, the direct material. So what is the cost of raw material that is used while making a product that can easily identify with the cost? Suppose there is an indirect material, for example, oil used or the loose tools or any other kind of indirect material or any indirect labor, for example, the floor supervision or the floor cleaners or any supervisors. So these are all the indirect employees who supports or who involve their time in manufacturing a product. And there is indirect expenses, for example, the rent paid for the building or any kind of the lighting charges for the building. So these are all the indirect expenses, so that cannot be easily identified with the particular product. For example, the rent paid for the building. So the whole building, the amount of rent, it will be paid. But for one unit of product, what is the cost of rent? That we cannot easily identify. So the rent, it is paid for the whole building. So one particular unit of product, we cannot identify the amount. So all these are the indirect material, indirect labor and indirect expenses. All that we call it as a overheads. So in this unit, we are all going to study about all these indirect cost, so that is incurred while manufacturing or while making a product. So how to record all those things and how to record, how to charge these indirect costs to a particular product or particular department. So that is what we are going to study in the fifth unit, that is the overheads. So here, the agenda here for the today's session, it will be the introduction to overheads, what is overheads and all, and what are the classification of overheads that we have, and then the apportionment of overheads. So here apportionment, simply it means the allocation of overheads to the various product or to the various individual department. And then the preparation of primary distribution summary. So here this is one important concept, how to prepare the primary distribution summary. That is very important concept in this unit. So first we'll see the introductions to overheads. So the overheads are the indirect cost. So the indirect cost means maybe your indirect material or indirect labor or indirect expenses. All these indirect costs that cannot be allocated to any specific job or process, as they are not capable of being identified with any specific job or process. So all these overheads we call, it is all the indirect cost which we cannot easily identify with any particular product or any particular process or any particular department. So the best example here I'll take, it is about the rent. So rent usually it is paid for the whole building, factory building. For example, 10,000 it is the rent paid for the whole factory building. In that factory, there may be the different departments are involved. So what is the individual department wise rent and what is the individual product wise line, that we cannot easily identify. These are all the indirect cost which is incurred while making a product. And also there is another example of lighting. So the lighting, it is paid for the whole building. It's not just any one particular department. And another example, if I take it, is the supervisors or supervision charges. He will be supervising all the work in the factory. It is not limited to one particular product or any one particular department. He is in charge of the whole factory or the whole flow. So these are all the indirect cost which indirectly helps in making a product, which we cannot identify with the particular product. For 1 unit of product, what is the rent? We cannot identify easily. But for 1 unit of product, what is the direct material used? That we can easily identify. So that is the main difference between the direct cost and the indirect cost. So the direct cost we can easily identify with the unit of product or with the process or any department, whereas the indirect cost we cannot easily identify. All these indirect costs, so that we call it as a overheads. So it includes the cost of indirect material, indirect labor and indirect expenses that cannot be conveniently charged to any job or the process. So next we'll see one definition. So the CIMA defines overheads cost as the total cost of indirect material, labor and indirect expenses. So the overhead simply, it is all the indirect cost which includes your indirect material cost, indirect labor cost and indirect expenses. So it is the cost of material, labor and expenses that cannot be economically identified with any particular saleable cost unit. So economically, for 1 unit of product, what is the indirect cost incurred that we cannot easily identify? All that we call it as the overheads. So next we'll see what are the classification of overhead cost. So one, it is based on the functions or functional classification. So what are the type of work so that is being carried out in a factory? These overheads are classified. So that is the functional basis of classification. One, it is the manufacturing overheads or factory overheads or any production overheads. So here means what? All the overheads or the indirect expenses that is incurred while manufacturing a product or while producing a product, all that we call it as a manufacturing overheads. So the second one we have, it is the administration overhead. So that means what? All the indirect cost which is incurred while for the administration purpose. What are the indirect costs that is incurred? For example, the office stationery or the general expenses or telephone charges. So the any office building expenses, for example, the rent paid for the office building or any depreciation charge for the office building. So these are all the indirect office or the administration overhead. So then we have selling and distribution overheads. Any kind of selling overhead which is incurred while selling or distributing a product. So that we call it as a selling and distribution overhead. For example, the showroom expenses or the showroom rent or the salesman's salary or the salesman commission. So these are all the indirect costs which is incurred related to the selling and the distribution. And then we have the research and the development expenses. Any indirect cost which is incurred or which is paid for doing any research or the development work. So that the classification that we have, it is the research and development expenses. So then on the basis of classifications with regard to the behavior of the expenditure, so that is, we have it is the fixed overhead, variable overhead and semi-variable overheads. So the fixed overhead simply it is the whatever may be the volume of units that is produced in the factory, these overheads will be tend to remain same in the factory or in that overhead. So that we call it as a fixed overhead. So the whereas variable overheads means whenever there is an increase in the production unit, these overhead automatically will increase. For example, any indirect material. Suppose if the production unit was 100 units, what is the indirect cost incurred? Same, if the production unit, if it is increased to 200 units, at that time, the indirect cost, indirect material needed, it will be high. So that is the variable cost. Whenever there is an increase in the volume, same way, your indirect cost also, it will increase. So that is the variable overhead. Semi-variable overheads means what? Up to a certain level of the production, these variable or these overheads will remain same. After that level is reached, if the production goes beyond that level, then these overhead will increase. So that is the semi-variable overheads. And then we have the classification based on the element wise. So here we have indirect material cost, indirect labor cost, and indirect expenses. So then we have the apportionment of overheads. So here important the concept that we have in the overheads, it is the apportionment. So the apportionment, simply it is the allocation of overheads to the various department or to the various job or the process. So one example may be the rent. Rent, for example, it is 10,000. So that 10,000 rent paid, it is for the whole factory building. In that factory or building, there may be the 3 department, that is A, B, C are the 3 department. So what is the allocation or the apportionment of overheads here? We need to allocate this rent to each department in the factory. Okay, so that means apportionment of overhead means you are allocating all these overheads to the different department which are there in the factory. In the same example, if I take the lighting paid maybe 5,000, it is for the entire factory. So in that factory, there may be the 5 departments which are involved in the productions as well as giving the service. So what we have to do, these 5,000 lighting, we need to allocate to individual department which are there in the factory. So that process of allocating these overheads to the individual department, so that we call it as a apportionment of overheads. So this is important concept that we have here. So next we have important concept here. What are the basis for allocating these overheads? So that is the basis for allocation and the apportionment of overheads. So as I said earlier, if we take the rent, on what basis we are allocating these rent to the individual department? And also if it is any about the depreciation. So on what basis we are allocating this depreciation to the various department? So that table we have here. See, suppose if it is in the rent, rates and taxes. So these expenses will be allocated based on what is the floor area or space occupied by the individual department. For example, rent paid, it is for the whole building. And if it is there is any 3 department in the factory, so we have to allocate this rent on the basis of what is the space occupied by each department in that building. By taking that ratio, we will allocate the rent. So for the rent and rates, your basis of allocation, it is the area occupied or the floor or the space occupied by each individual department. And then we have insurance of stock. Suppose any stock it is there, any insurance taken on that. So that is one indirect expenses. How to allocate these insurance stock on the various department? So the value basis, it is the value of stock. What is the value of stock? By taking that as a basis, we will allocate the insurance on stock. And then insurance on any other fixed asset. So your basis, it is what is the value of fixed asset of each individual department. We will take that as a basis. And then we have a depreciation on fixed asset. Suppose in the question if they give depreciation on building, 10,000 is the depreciation on building. We need to allocate that 10,000 to the various department. So what is the basis for that? So we have to take what is the value of building of each department. On that basis, we will allocate these expenses. In the same way, depreciation on any asset, for example, machinery. Depreciation on machinery is given. So what is the basis of allocation? So what is the value of machinery of individual department? So we will take the ratio and then we will allocate the depreciation on machinery. So depreciation on any fixed asset, we will take value of asset as a basis. And then we have a stores overhead. So that is the basis, it is value of material. Then suppose indirect wages it is given. So your value of basis or the basis of apportionment, it is the direct wage. And then we have indirect material. Your basis of allocation, it is direct material. And then we have lighting or electricity expenses. Suppose lighting it is given. Obviously, you will have a basis as the number of light point. So that means what is the number of light point shade by each department? We will take that as a basis. So any lighting charges, it is the number of light point. Suppose number of light point is not given in your question. So at that time we can take what is the space occupied by each department. So that also we can take it as a basis of allocation. And then we have a power. So the power charges on machinery usually, what is the basis for allocation? It is the HP of machines or HP of machines or the kilowatt that is consumed by each machine. So that we will take it as a basis. And then we have canteen expenses. So the canteen expenses, it is the number of workers. So one important thing you need to remember, any expenses which is related to the employees, for example, the canteen expenses or supervisor salary or supervising charges or any kind of the employee related expenses is given, your basis of apportionment always, it will be the number of workers. So here, see the canteen expenses or supervisor expenses or supervisor salary or any employee welfare expenses. So all your basis, it is the number of employees. So any expenses which is related to the employees, so your basis will be the number of workers. And then workers' compensation fund, it is either we can take the number of workers or we can take the direct wage as a basis of apportionment. And then general expenses we usually consider as the direct wages as the basis of apportionment. Then repairs and maintenance. Suppose repairs on machinery is given. Repairs on machinery 5,000 is given. How to allocate these 5,000 to the individual department? So then we will take the basis of apportionment is, it is the value of machinery. So what is the value of machinery in each individual department? We will take the ratio of that and then we will allocate the repairs charges. So like this, whatever the expenses it is given or the overheads is given, we have to select which is the best suitable basis for allocating these expenses. So generally you will have the expenses like your rent, then the lighting charges, then the depreciation, then the direct wages, that is indirect material, indirect wages, then any general overheads or any employees related overheads or the employee related expenses. You need to clearly know for these expenses what is the basis of apportionment. So we will take the ratio of that basis of allocation and then we will allocate the overheads or the expenses. So this is one table you need to be very clear about. So now we'll see the first illustration 1. So here in the overheads, the main thing that we are going to prepare, that is the primary distribution summary. So we have to allocate, all these overheads are given in the questions. We have to allocate these overheads to the different department. So see the question, a company has 4 departments, that is A, B, C, which are the production department, and D, which is service department. So that means what? In that company we have 4 departments, A, B, C, which are production department. That means these departments are directly involved in the producing work or the production work. And there is another department which is D. So the D, it is one department which is included or which is working as a service department. So that means D, it is not involved in any production work. So this department is helping this production department. So that we have it is the service department. So now actual expenses for August 2022 are as follows. So for the month of August 2022, what are the total expenses? So that is all your indirect expenses incurred. So that is all given here. So we have power 36,000. We have repairs to building 16,000. We have general overhead 1,500. Then stores overhead 1,000. Welfare to staff 18,000. Watch and ward expenses, it is 2,000. Operating supplies, it is 1,800. Non-productive wage 2,400. Then insurance, it is 4,200. So these are all the expenses which is incurred for the whole factory or the whole company in that month. It is given here. So next para, the following information about department is available and used as a basis for distribution of cost. So in the next para, they have given the individual department-wise information. That department-wise informations we will use to allocate these expenses. So what are the information is given here? See, these are the department-wise information. So this will be used as a basis of allocation. So we have area, that is space occupied by, for the department is given here. Then what is the plant value or the machinery value we have here? For A it is 2 lakh, B it is 3 lakh, C it is 1 lakh, D it is nil. Then we have number of employees in each department, that is 20, 55, 10 and 5. Then we have direct material of all the department and direct wages of all the department. So this is the question that we have. See, to this allocate these expenses. So this is the basis that we have. We need to know which is the suitable basis to allocate these expenses. So first we have it is the power. So usually for the power, your basis of allocation, it is the HP of machines. So that is the horsepower of machines. So here in the question, we don't have any HP of machines. So usually power, if it is the HP of machine, it is not given, then the plant value will be taken as a basis of apportionment, because power it is consumed by the machine. So what is the plant or machinery values of each department? So this will be taken as a basis. So to allocate power, your basis it is the plant value. We have to take the ratio of plant value. Then we have a repairs to building. So the building, what we need to have your basis as the value of building. But here, in these questions, we don't have the value of building as a basis, right? So instead, we have area. So in the building, each department wise, what is the area occupied is given here. So that will be taken as a basis of apportionment. If suppose in this table, value of building is given, that one we can take. But here, we don't have the value of building. Instead, we have the area. That is the square meters. Each department, what is the space occupied? So that is given. So that will be used to allocate this. So repairs to building, your basis it is the area occupied. Next we have it is the general overhead. So usually for the general overhead, your basis it is the direct material. So next we have it is the general overhead. For the general overhead here, your basis of allocation here we have it is the direct wages. So for general overhead, your basis of allocation, it is direct wages. Then stores overhead, usually in the cost accounting, when we say it is stores, it is all about the material related cost. So here stores overhead, here we'll take the direct material as the ratio. We will take this ratio to allocate this stores overhead of 1000. So your basis of allocation, it is direct material. Then welfare to staff. So any employee related expenses, all the employee related expenses, we take the number of employees as basis. So here individual department wise, we have the number of employees 20, 55, 10 and 5. So that will be taken as a basis. So here welfare to staff, your basis it is number of employees. Then watch and ward expenses. That means those who are involved in the ward or any supervising. So that is the watch and ward expenses. Here also it is based on the employee related. So your basis it is number of employees. Then we have operating supplies. So the operating supplies means what? It is all the material related or indirect material which is needed for the operating or for the manufacturing. So that means for this one we will take the direct material or as the basis. Then non-productive wage. So the non-productive wage means it is the indirect wage. So non-productive wage, it is also called as indirect wage. So for indirect wage, your basis it is direct wage. Suppose indirect material or operating supplies, if it is given, then your basis will be direct material. Suppose if we say if it is an indirect wages or non-productive wages it is given, so your basis it is the direct wage. So we will take this ratio to allocate this expenses. So then we have the insurance. Usually the insurance will be taken on the asset. So what is the asset that we have here? The only one asset we have here, it is the plant value. So the insurance given, whatever the insurance charges, we will take the plant value as the basis. So these are the expenses and these are the basis that we need to use. So whatever the question, the expenses are given, we have to select which is the most suitable basis. Then we'll start allocating. So now we know what are the expenses and what are the basis. Then we'll move on to the solution part. So here, whenever we are allocating these overheads to the department, so that table, what we prepare, so that we call it as a primary distribution summary. So the primary distribution summary, we are preparing for the month of August 2022. So here, whatever the expenses is given here, we have to allocate to the 4 department, A, B, C, which is production department, and D, which is service department, by taking these as a basis. So the statement that we prepare for that allocation, so that we call it as a primary distribution summary. See the format, your primary distribution summary, we are preparing for the month of August. One element column or particulars column. Then here, we need to write the basis of apportionment. So for this expenses, what are the basis that we are using? So that we need to write here. And then one column, it is to write the total. So the total means what? We are writing these expenses amount. So that, for that, we need one total column. Then we need to draw the department wise column. So here we have 4 department, A, B, C, which is production department. We have to show clearly which are the production department and which are the service department. So here A, B, C is production department and we have D, which is service department. So that this is the format or the columns that we need to prepare the primary distribution. So the one column, it is to write the overheads, that is element. Second column, it is to write what is the basis of apportionment that we are using. And one column, it is to write the total expenses. And then we need the department-wise column. So while we have the department-wise column, we have to show separately which are the production department and which are the service department. So first, before we allocate, important note, that we have to be, remember while preparing the primary distribution, before we start allocating these expenses, we have to see the table or the basis of apportionment. If the direct material and direct wages are given, so that has to be taken first. First, we have to take direct material and direct wages of only the service department. Because service department, it is not involved in the production, they are supporting the production department. So that's why what are the material, direct material and direct wages, it is consumed by the service department, that is considered as an indirect cost. So any direct material and the direct wages, your actual amount of service department, only the service department we have to take. See here, your basis of allocation, direct material of service department is 40,000. Then direct wages of service department D, it is 40,000. These two compulsorily we have to take while preparing the primary distribution summary. So the direct material and direct wages actual amount of service department D, 40,000 and 40,000, that we have to take, and the total here it is 40,000. So once these two are taken, then we can start allocating whatever the expenses are given in your question. See, we have power 36,000, your basis of allocation, it is plant value. So we'll take power, your total power, it is 36,000. Your basis of allocation is plant value. What is the ratio of plant value? If we cancel these, we can simplify we can take simplified ratio. We can cancel these zeros. So your simplified ratio for A, B, C, D, it is nil. For no allocation for the D. So 3 department, it is 2:3:1. So D, it is ratio, it is not given. So it is nil. So your power ratio, it is 2:3:1. So now we'll allocate first for A. It is 36,000. So here total will be 2:3:1 means it is 6. So first we'll allocate for A. 36,000, A's ratio it is 2. 36,000 into 2 by 6. Then for B, 36,000 into 3 by 6. And then for C, 36,000 into 1 by 6. So we have allocated to 3 departments. D, it is nil since there is no ratio. Next we have repairs to building. See here, repairs to building, it is 16,000. So your basis of allocation, it is area occupied or the space occupied. So repairs to building, total amount, it is 16,000. Your ratio, it is area. So for the area, if you cancel these zeros, so your simplified ratio, it is 15:11:9:5. So that ratio we can take here. So these cancelled. So simplified ratio, it is 15:11:9:5. So the total comes to, it is 40. The total comes to 40. 15 plus 11 plus 9 plus 5. So now this 16,000, by taking these ratio, we will allocate to 4 department. That is 16,000 into 15 by 40. That is for A. Then for B, 16,000 into 11 by 40, that is for B. Then for C, 16,000 into 9 by 40. Then for D, it is 16,000 into 5 by 40. So this is for D. We have allocated all these amount to the 16,000 amount to the all 4 department. So next overhead that we have, it is the welfare to staff. See, the welfare to staff, we have 18,000. So any employee related expenses, your basis, it is the number of employees. So the number of employees, so this is the ratio. So here 20:15, 20:55:10:5. So your welfare to staff, total overhead or the expenses which is given in a question is 18,000. So we will take number of employees as a basis. So this is the ratio that we have, the individual department wise ratio. So 20 plus 55 plus 10 plus 5. So the total comes to, it is 90. Total ratio, it is 90. So now this 18,000 we will allocate to individual department by these ratio. So for A, 18,000 into 20 by 90. Then for B, 18,000 into 55 by 90, which is 11,000. Then for C, 18,000 into 10 by 90. Then for D, 18,000 into 5 by 90. So this is the allocated amount. Then we have operating supplies. So for the operating supplies, your basis of allocation, it is the direct material. So what is the ratio? We can simplify. Here we can cancel 4 zeros in each department. So your ratio will be 10:6:5:4. So operating supplies, total amount, it is 1,800. Your basis of allocation, it is direct material. Your simplified ratio, it is 10:6:5:4. So it is 25 is the total ratio. So now we'll allocate to the individual department wise. For A, 1,800 into 10 by 25. Then for B, 1,800 into 6 by 25. Then for C, 1,800 into 5 by 25. Then for D, 1,800 into 4 by 25. We will get this allocated amount. Then we'll see next we have, it is the insurance. So your insurance, the total amount, it is 4,200. Your basis, it is the plant value. So insurance, 4,200 is the total expenses. Your basis, it is the plant value. So your simplified ratio, it is 2:3:1. And for department A, it is, the ratio is not given, so it is nil. So total 4,200. First we'll allocate to the department A. 4,200 into 2 by 6, then 4,200 into 3 by 6, then 4,200 into 1 by 6. So this is the value we are getting department-wise insurance amount. So then we have, it is the general overhead. So for any general overhead, your basis of allocation, it is the direct wage. So for the direct wage, this is the direct wage department-wise. So these 4 zeros we can cancel. So your simplified ratio will be 12:8:6:4. So that ratio we will take here, 12:8:6:4. So total comes to 30. So general overhead total amount 1,500. So for A, 1,500 into 12 by 30. Then for B, 1,500 into 8 by 30. Then for C, 1,500 into 6 by 30. And then for D, 1,500 into 4 by 30. So this is the department wise total general overhead amount. And then we have stores overhead. So the question, see, we have stores overhead. So for to allocate stores overhead, your basis it is direct material. So stores overhead, your basis it is direct material. We will take the ratio of direct material. So here ratio 10:6:5:4. So total it is 25. So total stores overhead it is 1000. 1000 into 10 by 25, that is for A. Then for B, 1000 into 6 by 25. Then for C, 1000 into 5 by 25. Then for D, 1000 into 4 by 25. So we have got the stores overhead, individual department wise overhead. Then what and what expenses means all the employee related expenses. So your basis it is number of employees. So this is the ratio that we have, 20:55:10:5. So the total comes to, it is 90. So what and what expenses, total expenses given in your question, it is 2000. So for A, 2000 into 20 by 90, 444. Then 2000 into 55 by 90, it is 1222. Then 2000 into 10 by 90, it is 222. Then 2000 into 5 by 90, that is 112, that is for department D. Then we have non-productive wages. So your basis it is direct wage. So your direct wage ratio 12:8:6:4. Total it is 30. So your non-productive wages total amount or the expenses given in equation it is 2400. So for A, 2400 into 12 by 30. Then for B, 2400 into 8 by 30. Then for C, 2400 into 6 by 30. And then for D, 2400 into 4 by 30. So now whatever the expenses we have given here, so all these expenses we have allocated to the 4 department. So now we'll do the total after all the allocation is done. So that means all the overhead, if it is allocated to all the department, final we have to take the total of all the department wise, we have to take the total. So starting from here, A, B, C and D, and this is also the total we have to take. All the column total we have to do. So your total column 1,62,900. So this amount should be equal to your total expenses. So these are the amount we have taken here. So this amount you should be getting the total, it is 1,62,900. Then individual department wise, from starting from here we have to do the total. And all this total, it should match with this amount. So that means whatever the total overheads you had, you have allocated to all the department. So this amount total, it should match with this one. So this is how we need to prepare the primary distribution summary. Simple, whatever the overhead is given in your question, what is the basis of allocation? You take the ratio and then you will department wise, you allocate the amount or expenses. So the first step in the primary distributions, always you need to remember, it is to take the direct material and wages which will be given in your this table. In this table, if the direct material and wages are given of only the service department amount, you should take first. So then we'll start with the allocating all the overheads. So this is the preparation of primary distribution summary. So in the same way, we will take the another question, that is the following illustration number 2. The following overheads are incurred for 4 manufacturing department A, B, C and D. Apportion the overheads among the department on equitable basis. So here, for the department wise information it is given A, B, C, D. Which is production department and which is service department is not given in this question. So we have only 4 department information A, B, C, D, which are manufacturing department. That means which are the production department, and there is no service department in this question. So what are the expenses given here? It is the repairs 64,000, then depreciation 96,000, rent 92,000, supervision 78,000, then insurance of inventory, that is 6,000, lighting 9,200. To allocate these expenses, what are the bases? It is given in this table. So we have area of all the 4 department, then number of workers, then value of plant, then value of stock. So here, the first we have it is the repairs. So usually the repairs will be done on the any asset. So what is the asset that we have? It is the value of plant. So that means we'll assume that repairs it is done on the plant and machineries. To allocate the repairs, 64,000. So our value of basis or the basis of allocation, it is the value of plant. So here for repairs, value of plant will be the basis. Then we have depreciation again, so it will be taken on the value of plant. And then we have rent. So usually rent paid for the building. So what is the basis we have? It is the area occupied by each department, so that will be taken as a basis. So then we have supervision. So supervision we have here, it is number of workers. So for supervision, your value basis of allocation, it is the number of workers. Then insurance of inventory. So here we have inventory means it is the stock, either the raw material or work in progress or finished goods. So value of stock will be taken as a basis for the insurance of inventory. So this is the value of stock. Then lighting. So either the number of light point will be taken. Suppose number of light point is given. What is the area occupied in the department wise? So that will be taken here. So here it is the area occupied by each individual department. So that will be taken as a basis to allocate the lighting. So we have the expenses and we have the basis also. Then we'll prepare the primary distribution summary. So here we have the element column to write the overhead, and we have the basis of allocation or apportionment column. Then we have one total column. Then for department A, B, C and D. Here in these questions, we don't have specifications regarding the service department. All the 4 departments will be considered as the production department. So first overhead that we have, it is the repairs. So the repairs total amount, it is 64,000. So that we'll take here. So the allocate this 64,000, your basis of apportionment, it is the value of plant. So value of plant, what is the ratio? Simplified ratio we can take here. So here we can cancel 4 zeros from each department. So your simplified ratio 20, 18, 16 and 10. So that here we will take, so 20 plus 18 plus 16 plus 10, so that will be, so 64 will be the total. So now 64,000 into 20 by 64, 20,000. Then 64,000 into 18 by 64, it is 18,000. Then 64 into 16 by 64, it is 16,000. Then 64,000 into 10 by 64, it is 10,000. We have allocated to all the department. Then we have depreciation. So the value of depreciations, that is 96,000 total. To allocate 96,000, our basis of allocation, it is 20, 18, 16 and 10. So total it is 64. So 96,000 into 20 by 64, then 96,000 into 18 by 64, then 96,000 into 16 by 64, then 96,000 into 10 by 64. This is the basis, that department wise amount that we have. Then we have rent. So the basis, it is area occupied. So what is the area occupied ratio here? If we cancel these zeros, so your simplified ratio will be 14, 12, 11 and 9. So that we will take here. So 14, 12, 11 and 9. So total will be ratio, it is 46. So total amount 92,000. This 92,000 in this ratio we will allocate to the department. So 92,000 into 14 by 46, which is 28,000. Then 92,000 into 12 by 46, which is 24,000. Then 92,000 into 11 by 46, which is 22,000. 92,000 into 9 by 46, which is 18,000. Then we have supervision. So your basis of allocation, it is number of workers. Total supervision charges given in your question, it is 78,000. So your number of workers, your ratio, simplified ratio will be, so 25 is to 20 is to 10 is to 10. So total will be 65. So this 78,000 in this ratio we are allocating to all the 4 departments. Then we have insurance. So your basis, it is value of stock, and value of stock here ratio, if we cancel these 4 zeros from each department, so your simplified will be 15 is to 10 is to 5 is to 2. So 15 is to 10 is to 5 is to 2. So the total will be 25, 30, it is 32. So this 6,000 is the total insurance value. So here total insurance on inventory it is 6,000. That 6,000 in this ratio it will be allocated to the all 4 department. Then we have lighting. So the basis it is area. So your ratio will be 14:12:11:9. Total it is 46. So the total lighting charge is given in your question, it is 9,200. So that 9,200 will be allocated to all the department in this ratio. Then finally we will do the total, this column total, all the department wise column total. We will get the total of all the primary distribution, that is individual department wise overhead. So this is how we need to prepare the primary distribution summary. So next, in the next sessions we are going to discuss about how to prepare the secondary distribution using a method of repeated distribution method. So while we follow that repeated distribution method, the first step we do it is the preparation of primary, and then second step it is the preparation of secondary. So that is one important concept that we have. It is for the 15 marks, where we will prepare the primary distribution summary, and then continuation of that we will prepare the secondary distribution summary. So that we will see it in the next session. So I hope you all understood how to prepare the primary distribution summary, and we will meet in the next session. Thank you.